Welcome back everybody to another F124 video. My name is CringeyJesse and this time my mic is not muted, so we're actually going to do it the correct way. Anyway, we are here at Qatar, last two races. Qatar and Abu Dhabi coming up, not in this video, just Qatar in this video. Don't get it twisted, don't get it twisted. Just in case you missed the last video, it was a first to last challenge that we actually completed. It was crazy. We're still P3 with about 30 points. I think it's actually like 28 points if my math is correct, behind Fernando Alonso, and we are now P5 in the constructors. Don't think we're going to hit P4 just because that's like, ugh, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know what I mean. Anyway, also, it was Logan Sargent who finally got a point in Las Vegas. So nobody is going the entire season without any points in this season. We have also beaten Charles Leclerc, and we have also beaten Oscar Piastri. So those two rivalries are now out of the way. So we are moving on to Qatar, and I will see you guys at qualifying. Here we are in Q1 as we come around the last turn and down to the start-finish line. That's going to give us a 122.5, literally 0.016 behind Max Verstappen, which I believe is good enough to get us into Q2, and I was not wrong. So here we are in Q2, coming around the last turn, fastest lap with a 121.9. And I just think that is good enough to get us into Q3, so I'm not even going to come out again. 100% skipping to Q3. Just like that, coming around the last turn on the first lap on old tires across the line with a 121.9. That's going to be good enough for P2, 0.070 behind Alonso, our current rival at the moment. Self-given as he is holding on to P2 in the drivers. And I would like to have P2 in the drivers. Purple Sector 1 and 2 coming across the line. P1 to start the race here in Qatar.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Jesse lines up on pole position, and Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Stroll, Sainz, Hamilton, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Joe, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me today, a man small in stature.
Here we are in Qatar for the race. 5 red lights are off, and away we go. I did not time that right at all, so please forgive me. A little slow off the start as Alonso gets back up in front of us. Here going down into turn number 1, but we are better on the brakes than he is, so we're going to take that right back. And once again, Fernando Alonso, he's just going to like tap us on the side. He's just so mad that anybody can be better than him, and literally this was a stupid race. Literally nothing happened. I held on to first place all the way until lap 10, where I decided to box for some hard tires. I boxed a little bit earlier than everybody else in the hopes of extending the lead that I had. It was like a little over a second and I wanted more, but as we come around this turn here to see if there's anybody of importance that we are passing, I see Hamilton. I see Alonso. And look, Leclerc beat out Alonso. Alonso was P2 when I went into box, so now Leclerc is in front of Alonso. And, yeah, coming around for the second time, just so that I can get P1 by the end of this, and y'all can see that I got P1 by the end of this. Here on lap 12, back into P1, as we hope to I guess get away and escape everybody, and that's exactly what happened, even though we almost lost it right there, 4 seconds ahead of Leclerc.
Yes, guys, yes! Come on, boys! Oh, superb driving! That is the race win, my friends. Well done!
You want to talk about the quickest set of highlights you'll ever see? It's this one right here. This one right here. This race, I didn't even know I was that good here at Qatar, but I guess Qatar is now my track. But anyway, on to the celebrations, as we have one more race to go after this anyway.
And they're just starting to make it look easy out there. Now a hat-trick of wins. They're out there ahead. They've got the momentum on their side. And it's for the others now to try and up their game to stop that energy that they have.
There aren't many teams, as they come out onto the podium now, who could do what Haas have managed to accomplish here. It's hard to believe how competitive they've already become. Amazing victory. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And that is the end of the Qatar Grand Prix weekend. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot easier than I expected it to be, especially with, at the beginning, that battle for P1 for the battle for P2 was going to make out for a great story. But as we do finish in first, Charles Leclerc is actually the finisher of P2, and Fernando Alonso will fall back to P3. Max Verstappen, P4, Sergio Perez, P5, Lance Stroll, P6, George Russell, P7, Oscar Piastri, P8, Carlos Sainz, P9, and Lando Norris in P10. After that, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, Valtteri Bottas, Alexander Albon, Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Lewis Hamilton, who did not finish this race. Moving on to the standings, Max Verstappen has won already, but we're more worried about that P2 battle going into the last race of the season. Fernando up by only 13 points, so we have to beat him by 13 points in the final weekend. We are in P3 with 301. Charles Leclerc P4, Carlos Sainz P5, Lewis Hamilton P6, George Russell P7, jumping over Lando Norris, who drops down to P8 this week, Sergio Perez P9, Oscar Piastri still finishing out the top 10, Lance Stroll in P11, Alexander Albon P12, Esteban Ocon 13th, Kevin Magnussen 14th, Pierre Gasly in 15th, Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas, and Logan Sargent. Everybody has a point, thanks to Logan Sargent finally scoring his one singular point back in Las Vegas last week. Moving on to the Constructors. Yes, Red Bull has won the Constructors. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that anymore. Ferrari P2 with 480 and Aston Martin in P3 with 400. I think Ferrari is 100% safe. There is a chance for Mercedes to take P3, and I mean a very slim chance that can happen. Has P5 with 319. I think we are ultimately stuck there unless McLaren beats us out in the next race to take P5 back. Williams not quite safe in P7 with Alpine right there behind them. Visa Cash App also not quite safe in P9 with Kick Sauber right there behind them. So the bottom four can change. These two can change, and I believe these two can change, and we'll see which changes are made coming up in the last race. We have a new ratings rivalry, George Russell, and if you know me, you know I do not like this man. So, obviously, we are going to try to beat him out. However, we only have one more race to go, so I don't know if this rivalry is going to carry over into the next season, or it's just going to end after the next race. We will see with that one. Moving on to our ratings. An 86 overall still, with our experience going up to 74, our awareness going up to 83, pace is in 90, so I mean, we're getting up there. That we are. We are a 56% recognition over our teammate Kevin Magnussen. We still have 3 simultaneous upgrades with a 4% increase of bonus, no academy choice, and no secret meeting bonus. Again, one of them I'm pretty sure is because I declined all the secret meetings, and the other one I don't understand. I'm with the academy that I chose, so I'm very confusion on that one. Moving on to our specialist, we have finished the manufacturing, the strategy, the material, and the quality, and quality assurance is going to move up to a level 2, which is going to give us that new perk of durability components cost reduced by 15%. We love to hear it. And that is the end of Qatar, and we have the last race coming up in the next video with Magnussen still grabbing parts. Brother, help me. Don't grab parts. Help me finish out. We've got 2 parts at risk, and I'm gonna be able to get one of them, but I'm not going to be able to get the other one. They're both in the 300s, 360 and 305. Magnussen is over here buying parts. What was he? I think it's he's looking at that one, but he didn't get that one. And no, he got that one. And anyway, it doesn't matter. He has a whole new part coming in. He's got 2 whole new parts coming in. One is I want to say durability. It is durability. Thursday, 5th of December, which I think is after this race, maybe before. And then another one, the 13th of December, which is definitely after this race. So, brother, are you trying to, like, am I going to have to save that one after you get it? Brother, help me out here. Anyway, Abu Dhabi coming up in the next video. Qatar is over with, and we are still sitting right there behind Alonso. So Abu Dhabi is going to be the race to figure out who gets P2 in that one. And hopefully to show that we deserve P5 in the constructors. Either way, that's the end of this one. If you like the video, please hit that like button, and if you can't wait for the next one, hit that subscribe button. Those 2 buttons alone help boost my confidence in making these videos that I already enjoy making, because I'm having loads of fun playing this. So, I don't know what it is you do outside of YouTube, but I hope you enjoy your life doing so, and I will catch you next time.